Could the Rams capitalize on the 49ers' early season struggles? With key players like Trent Williams holding out, Christian McCaffrey sidelined, and Brock Purdy battling turnovers, this Week 3 clash might be more unpredictable than ever. How will the 49ers' setbacks shape this high-stakes matchup? Stay tuned to find out. The Los Angeles Rams are set to take on the San Francisco 49ers in Week 3 of the upcoming regular season. As highlighted by Turf Show Times, the 49ers are currently dealing with significant challenges during training camp and the preseason, which could potentially tip this early season matchup in favor of the Rams. Trent Williams, arguably the NFL's top tackle, is still holding out of practices as he seeks a revised contract. Meanwhile, RB Christian McCaffrey has been sidelined with a soft tissue injury. WR Brandon Ayuk had previously requested a trade, with speculation linking him to the Pittsburgh Steelers or Cleveland Browns, but the latest reports suggest he's more likely to re-sign with San Francisco. Despite all that, there's still a lot of uncertainty around quarterback Brock Purdy's readiness for 2024. Earlier in camp, I mentioned that the third-year quarterback has been struggling with interceptions. The 49ers' regular beat reporters have shared their own takes on this. It's true that the team hasn't had their usual core players together in practice due to injuries and contract issues. Practice is also a time for experimenting and pushing boundaries, which I understand and respect. But Purdy's short stint this past weekend in San Francisco's preseason game against the New Orleans Saints added more smoke. Whether there's a true fire underneath remains to be seen. Purdy dropped back only 7 times against New Orleans. He was pressured 5 times, including a sack. On another pass, he was hit as he was thrown, which could be attributed to an average time to throw of 4.06 seconds. Purdy threw away one of his 6 attempts. The 49ers' pass protection is a concern, but even more concerning is the fact that Pro Football Focus, PFF, credited Purdy with a turnover-worthy play on a throw that harmlessly fell incomplete for San Francisco. The quarterback's offensive grade was just 29.2 against the Saints. For those who'd say these preseason reps are meaningless, especially considering that Purdy was on the field without McCaffrey, Ayuk, Williams, and Ricky Pearsall, I'd counter by asking why he was on the field at all. What did the 49ers hope to get out of these 7 dropbacks? And was that goal met in this appearance? If San Francisco felt it was important enough to get Purdy a dress rehearsal, we should not hand-wave away this outing just because it wasn't pretty. You should never underestimate a team like the 49ers, with a roster consistently built to compete for a championship every year. While they frequently fall just short of winning the Super Bowl, they are always in the conversation. However, if Purdy continues to struggle with turnovers and regresses to his Mr. Irrelevant status, the offensive line falters in pass protection, contract disputes with Ayuk and Williams drag on, and injuries start piling up, or if some combination of these challenges occurs, at what point should the 49ers' concern escalate to DEFCON 1? If Purdy plays hero ball this season, he'll struggle. He needs to continue to play the way he has the past 2 years. Brock Purdy is a talented quarterback going through a tough training camp. He's been throwing nearly an interception per day due to questionable decisions and forcing passes that he likely wouldn't attempt in games. When asked about the interceptions, Purdy explained that he's testing his limits to understand what he can and can't do. The idea is that by making mistakes in practice, he'll avoid repeating them in games, a sensible approach. But then he played against the Saints in a preseason game on Sunday and made the same mistakes he had been making in camp. Namely, he forced passes into tight coverage and almost got intercepted. He threw one pass across the field that tight end Eric Saubert had to knock down like a defensive back just so it wouldn't get picked off. To be fair, Purdy played without all but 2 starters on offense, and those starters were Jake Brendel and Colton McKivitz. And Kyle Shanahan didn't call plays, and the Saints played their starters on defense, so he was set up to fail. Thanks for